Gonna start the recording. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it may be for you. Here we are on Unit 3. So there's always the debate whether Unit 3 or Unit 4 is the most difficult. Of Unit 3 is packed with stuff, and Unit 4 just has long, not as much different stuff, but a long process for what we're going to study. So, um, I can put this on there, hopefully. Yeah. Um, so we're going to dive right into this. And as usual, I'll do the best I can. If you have any questions, you know how to reach out to me. Okay. So, Module 3, this is where we're going. Start with scores. So, you're already familiar with scores, right? We did the tables, we did standard deviations. You know you're working with scores. So we're going to talk about some different kinds of scores. Let's see. Can I make this big? Oh no, I can't do that. Well, I can do that. You don't need to see me, right? Um, so we've been talking basically about raw scores, right? The score that somebody you get on a test or whatever it is, that's your raw score, right? We didn't do anything to it. We ain't cooked it at all, right? So it's raw. Then we have what we call standard scores or Z scores, right? And the Z score, here's your formula. I'm going to walk you through this, right? It's the mean. It's your score minus the mean over the standard deviation. Okay? So if I give you this, right, this just walks you through it. But here's the important part. The Z-scores is what tells you how far you are from the mean, where you stand in the group, right? And so this is what we call the bell curve, right? Your standard deviation, we talked about how far you are from the mean, right? Well, this is about you and your score and where you land in the bell curve, in that normal curve, right? So when we talk about the normal curve, we really stay within plus or minus 3. Beyond this, 3 is really it's like it says 0.1% of the people score beyond this 3, and 0.1% of the people score less than a -3 in this area. So basically, our z-scores range from -3 to +3, normal, right? And this is how the percentages work, the breakdown, right? So, and we're going to get into some rules. We've already been through the rules, right? So, this is just a different breakdown, okay? So, right, because this is the same thing between plus and minus. All this adds up to 68%. Right, we got 15 and 15 is 30, and 19 is 38. Right, so the 68% rule still applies. This is just broken up a little bit more into halves versus half a standard deviation versus one. Okay. So that's your z-scores, and you figure this out, and then you know where you land here, right? Okay, so and we'll talk a little bit more maybe about that. As time goes on, you'll learn more about it. Right? And then watch the lecture. You'll learn a little bit more. Oh, you're watching the lecture. All right. So then we have what we call transform standard scores. And standard scores is your raw score again. All right. And so why do we do this? Well, for several reasons. Basically, in your IQ test, right, it's one of the things we do. So, what is it? With a transformed standard score, it has pre-established means and standard deviation. So, we just give that to you. It's given to you for whatever the purpose is. Okay. So if you have a D score, so your standard transfer. transform scores. Your standard deviation is 10, your mean is 50, and your z score is 470, which means you're 4.70. If we do the formula, then you come out as a 97, which is a much more normal number for people to understand. I'm going to tell you this why. If we, for your IQ test, we change the mean to 100 and the standard deviation is 15, right? If your z score, if we told you your IQ was 2.1, you probably would be like, right? It doesn't sound too good. So we give you this transformation, we transform this score, and now we tell you your IQ is 131.5, and it sounds a lot better, right? So we, so in some sense, we do this to make people feel better. They with your SAT score. So now we have 500. If we told you your SAT score in English was 36, right? Even out of, it just doesn't feel good. So this way, your new SAT score. So if you had a Z score of 1.9 on your SATs, you actually end up with a 690. So a lot of it is about making people feel better, making things a little bit easier to understand for people. So that's some of the ways we manipulate scores. For the most part, we're going to continue to work with the transform scores. This is just to tell you about. Most part, we work with the standard deviation and z scores. Okay, so that's it for this small piece. Like I said, if you have any questions, you know how to reach out to me. Okay, thanks. So this, all right. So hopefully that made sense in a way. And I'm going to move on to the next topic for this because there's like 4 sections for you to be.